Hey, what's up traders? Welcome to the weekly Forex forecast for the 22nd October 2022. So, as usual, we will start with the dollar index and we will look to the all major pairs. We will look to the COT data, seasonality. We will look how we can participate on the markets and what would be my I will as well speak what would be my trading plan for the next week. So first of all, I want to mention that next week is quite heavy with the big red news, with the news which are impacting the markets, and it already started on the Monday with the Euro news. I will not read which one is it, you can do that. So it's about the inflation as well, the pound, dollar, Aussie CAD Wednesday following, Thursday. You can see again the Euro monetary policy statement. So they will probably rise interest rates on the Tuesday. On the Wednesday. Then we got the Bank of Japan. Finally, we will see what they will say, because they probably started to do something on the JPY here on the Friday. So yeah, that's quite heavy news for the next week, and that another week is going to be quite heavy as well, right? So we're gonna have a lot of news. Then on the Friday is the non-farm payrolls, right? So the next 2 weeks, I believe there will be a lot of manipulations. However, we're going to look to the charts. So this is a dollar index. It's 8-hour chart. So what I want to mention in here is actually that we have arrived into the monthly order block, and we are already there over the month, and since then the price is actually in the range, right? We not breaking through that order block. We have tested it 2 times. It took some liquidity here above these highs. Sorry, let me bring the yellow color. So we had this high, right? So we have retested this gap, right? So this week actually I was bullish on the dollar, so we have seen that the previous week's low was taken and the price went higher, and then on the Friday during the 5 hours it has created previous week, it has created week's high and the week low during the 5 hour side. So what we can expect in here, so let's look to the COT data. It can help us to understand what the banks are doing in here. So we can see that since the end of the August, the banks actually has been quite very bullish here on the top, and since then they actually offloading their positions, and it's during the 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 weeks. And let me show you on the charts in here. If I bring the weekly chart and I delete this, so 9 weeks, end of the August, it's here 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9, right? So these I don't know if I calculated exactly. So during this period above the August high, since the price went higher above this high and reached this order block, since this happened, the banks are not the banks, large speculators are taking the profits from the dollar. So we can see they don't have any big short positions. However, could they put them in on the Friday? Yes, they could. So what I think we could see right now is, I don't say that the dollar will make some big reversal, don't say like enter the long-term short, but what I think is that we will most likely see some ranging price action, or maybe the pullback into this level to retest the August high again. And here is as well on the lower time frame the liquidity and some demand zones or the blocks, if you will, right? So in my opinion, we will see the price action to go lower, right? So what I will be doing on the how I will be watching the dollar, I will definitely not trade on the Monday, because we have such a move in here, right? So what can happen immediately? The price can go higher, immediately price can go lower, right? So doing the decision in here would be something like a I can go to the roulette, to the casino, right, and play black or red, right? So what I need to see some price action, right? I need to see some structure to be created. Here I got only this gap right, which is a strong, which means that the strong move happened here, that the algos are involved, right, after the violation this. So I am slightly bearish short term. I think this can happen, but I will not be shorting in here, right? What I would like to see is maybe the Monday open, and maybe some price or doing some range in here, and then if it comes in here and start to give a some breaks, you know, then I would like to short it as well. What I like to trade, and I will show you on the end of this video, and it has been confirmed during this week, that the price mostly comes, it's a 80% chance that the Monday, Tuesday, the euro and most major pairs come back into the open price, right? So we will see. So yeah, this is for the dollar index. So just to repeat it, we are in the monthly order block while the big banks are taking the profits above the August high, right? So I don't say it's end of the trend, and what I think is that the price will most likely, I think that the target for the dollar index could be 120, but for now I think we could see something like this, right? So we will see. That's for the dollar. Now let's look to the euro, and euro actually it's mirroring this price action, and let's look what happened in here. So we have broke below this August low. Since then the price touched this monthly order block. If we of course look left, there is a order block or the demand zone. Since then the price moved higher, retraced, and it's now actually ranging below the August low and above this order block, right? Monthly order block. So we don't want to be shorting into the order block, right? Into the higher time frame level. But still it's leaving this liquidity in here, which I think still will be visited. So now we know that we are in such stage. Let's look to the euro. What's happening with the euro? Watch this. End of the August, which is below this end of the August. Then we got October. Yes, September, August, yeah, okay, correct. So on the end of the August, since the price dropped below this August low, watch what was happening here. The banks has been very, very bearish, right? And since then they had 254, let me bring it, 254k shorts, right, against the 210 longs. Then what happened? Look where we are today. Today we have 154. Sorry, not today, this Tuesday was repeated. So basically what they did is they offloaded 100k shorts in this period, in this range above this order block. So where was this 23rd October, 23rd August is here. So from here, in here, they closed 100k shorts, right? So we can see that they basically closed 100k shorts in this period. So what does it mean? Does it mean they will go down? Oh, well, if I am large speculator and I have been working for the 1 month in here to close my positions, what I would do? Well, if I want to short again, where I will be opening new positions? Somewhere higher, of course. Where? Maybe in this gap, maybe above the monthly high, you know, maybe even higher. So what does this tell us? Is it a long-term reversal? Maybe, could be, but I don't think so, because the Europe is in a hard recession, and I think that it will be much worse, but it's just my speculations, and I don't want to trade speculations. So what I'm thinking is that we will probably go higher. Maybe we could visit this, right, still with some manipulations, and we will probably go somewhere higher to test maybe one or something like that, so, or maybe this gap. So yeah, so what does it tell us? We know the banks has offloaded 100k shorts. They are now having more longs than shorts, right? So we can see 57 to 43 on the bottom, where is in the monthly order block, while we have this ranging below this August low. So most likely we could go move higher, right? Now we got the pound, and the pound is quite difficult to understand right now, but what we know is that we have reached 185 low from the 90s. So it's a quite strong, I mean, it's a quite oversold level, right? So since then the price is going higher. What's happening with the COT data? So we can see that the banks again, they have been quite very bearish in here, 109, and right now they close something, right? But through all things economically, what's going on in the England can be very difficult and can be very volatile, because we don't know who's gonna be the next prime minister after the Liz Truss has resigned, you know. So there could be a lot of manipulations. So in my opinion, it's hard to say where it will go. But if we look to the longs positions here in the July and on end of the August, we can see that the longs positions are now bigger than they've been, right? And short positions quite decreasing. So I think that we will see a pullback. We will probably, I think that the objective is to fill this gap, maybe this high, right? So previous week's high, this liquidity zones, that would be a nice targets, right? So we have reaction here on the order block. So in my opinion, price can go higher, right? Next one is Swiss franc, another one which is in the large overbought territory, reaction on the daily order block after this accumulation. So we have the accumulation, then manipulation, right? And then we're gonna have probably the distribution. So where I'm thinking we could go, this two previous weeks low could be reached, right? So in my opinion, some price action above this previous month high, which is this yellow line, then break, that could be a nice, right? So here we have another liquidity zone, right? Another one here, right? So overall the price could go to fill maybe even this gap too, right? So there is a lot of factors right now which can affect the prices of the currencies, but I think that we will see a pullback on the dollar. So here is a USDCAD, again reaction on the weekly order block. This is the monthly high, which actually was just a couple times broken up, and the price has came up here. They created liquidity, you know, boom, now breaking lower, right, filling this gap. So some pullbacks and then shorts again, right, could be possible. Again, I'm not saying it's a long-term reversal, but I think we will see pullbacks. Here is a Australian dollar. Again, we can see the price is below the previous month's low. And what's happening in here? Quite nice range, right? Reaction in the weekly order blocks, 3 times tested and breaking higher, right? So it's a nice manipulation and accumulation in this zone. Where we could go? We could go fill this gap. We could go into this liquidity zone. Let's check a dollar. So here is a dollar. So what? Sorry, here is a Aussie, right? So what we can see again, since the price dropped below this monthly low and has been in this weekly order block. So what was happening in this zone, in this what they've been doing? Look at this: shorts from 92 to the 60, longs from 28 to 33, 39. You know, so if we look to the net positions, which has been around the minus 60 something like that in here, right now we are minus 35, so that's positive change to the positive levels, right? Again, don't say it's long-term reversal, but I think this can happen, so I will be looking for the longs. Here is the USDJPY. USDJPY is amazing. It actually broke through the 150 in here, right? And here is a 98 high, which was actually broken higher. Now price dropped lower here. So next week the Bank of Japan is going to have a meeting. So we will see what they're gonna say, but I think maybe they started to do something, because this is crazy. If you look at this chart, you might thinking that you're looking some crypto, not the forex currency, right? So imagine people in the Japan, their currency has been devaluated 50% in the 2 years against the dollar. That's unreal. I mean, now you can see it's real, right? So we can see the price went higher above this high, so it reached quite nice liquidity zone, and we're getting some bearish, you know, reaction here. So on the weekly, we could see some pullback, and I think it will come right now. I didn't saw this last week, but still we must be very careful, because if you look at this, you can see, right? So just took some liquidity. Here took liquidity again and continued higher. But however, we can see we are right now above this previous month high and above this liquidity zone. So that is a something different than here, because we still knew in here, we still knew here is this liquidity zone. Now when this zone is out, right? So we have this. So I believe that if this level is we hold below this level, then we could see something like this in here, right? All right. So how I will be trading these things? What as well helps me is when I'm looking to the seasonality. So here is, for example, seasonality for the dollar index, and I like to see what's mostly happening with the dollar index. So here we have a October. So we can see on the end of the October, the dollar is actually weak, right? In the average of the 5 years, 15 years, and the 35 years, end of the October for the dollar is weak, right? November is strong mostly. So will this repeat? Who knows, right? What is here? Euro. End of the October, quite stronger, right? Quite stronger than the November, always very bad, right? So I of course don't use this as my main thing to get a bias, but this historically, why is this happening, can help us a lot. Here we have a Canadian dollar, end of the October, slightly stronger, right? And then November, boom, right? Drops. So Aussie dollar, end of the October, quite strong, right? So that's confirming what we have seen on the Aussie. And here is the Japanese yen. Japanese yen is now out of the control. It's end of the October, slightly stronger than November, weaker, right? So we will see if this seasonality is always in play, because now we are probably in some completely different situation than we've been ever, because if we look as well to the charts and we compare the candles, you can see, let's bring the dollar, because dollar is like something like a main indicator. So we can see basically that here in the price action, what we have seen here in the past, look how the volatility was smaller, right? So this is actually 1 year, and you can see how the candles, how it was going like up and down, up and down. Everything was like kind of balanced, right? But right now we can see that in the 1 year, basically the dollar has made a huge trend, and if you compare the volatility, you know, that's something That's something really big, right? I mean, that's a lot. So yeah, this is it, my friends. As well, what I wanted to mention in my Discord, that I have finally published my EA. So if you are interested in it, you definitely should check this out, because I have described all complete automated strategy in here, how it's trading, how it works, how to install it. Here I did some backtests, and I optimized the portfolio. You can see that as well in the other video which I have, which I did yesterday here on the YouTube. So yeah, as well, this EA is actually performing quite very good results. So I will just show you quickly the results, so you can see that. Here is a high risk account, which is quite small one. You know, I just tested 350, but still it has made 20% September, just 3% October, right? Every month is not performing extremely well, but still it's profit, so it's good. Now here we have this 15,000 Singapore dollars account, currently $4,500 profit in the 6 months. So here is a average 5% per month is reachable, right, with quite small drawdown. Here is a portfolio which I'm running. So this is obviously not just this recent EA, but it's now the bigger part of this. So as well, it's running very well. So if you are not in my Discord and you are not subscribed, please do that, because here you can find a lot of this about the EA, and about as well the other things. The community finally has started to speak, so we can see the traders are posting the trades based on my trading model, which I have described in here as well. So yeah, here is a description of the model, so you can have the strategy logic, how it works, the schematics, you know, the entry criteria described exactly, you know, SMT divergence, trading rules, daily routine, what to do day by day, you know. Here is as well the risk management things, kill zones, where to trade, as this model is based on the ICT elements, some things about the psychology, you know, which I have mentioned in here. Yeah, I have sharing my trade journal, so how to do the back test, you know, as well the trade examples. Yeah, okay, so I will not trying to make it longer. So this is it. Definitely be careful. Don't try to predict too much movements, because there will be a lot of news in the next week. And what I suggest to do, take profits. That's very important. Basically, take the profits. If you are in the profit, move your stops, take profits. All right, my friends, bye bye.